Okay, guys, StarSailors 1.1 dev notes have officially dropped. I'm sorry for being late towards the update, but I'm gonna blaze through this whole entire thing because I really got other stuff to like focus on and to do. So let's just focus on like the important aspects of the day of the update. Like first with the descendant raid, currently yep, this is the right one. Now with the descent ranked battle, the descendant raid. Currently, descent raid features multiple bosses. When you clear each boss up to the final stage, a challenge mode called infinite mode becomes available. Adventurers can compete against one another for high scores in infinite mode. However, at the moment, no separate rewards are provided for these rankings. After the version 1.1 update, a ranking event called Descent Ranked Battle will begin. Descent Ranked Battle is an event planned to run for 1 week. Around the third week each month, the August Descent Ranked Battle will begin after the scheduled maintenance on August the 12th. When Descent Ranked Battle begins, the infinite mode ranks for two selected Descent raid bosses will be reset and new ranking records will begin. 1 week later, when the event ends, ranking rewards will be sent by mail based on the final ranks at that time. Ranking rewards will include profile frames as well as currency that can be used in the newly added Descent Raid shop in the Exchange Center. In this shop, you will be able to find various growth materials along with all three types of evolution stones. When a boss returns in a future Descent ranked battle, it may appear with the revamped patterns. We also understand that many adventurers who began playing during the global launch may be concerned about the gap with the soft launch players. Please note that Descent ranked battle rankings are divided into multiple groups, generally separating around time of the global launch. Ranking groups for Descent ranked battle being shuffled as the surface continues. So new players are gonna be ranked along with new players, and old players who are playing during the soft launch, they're gonna be ranked along with the soft players who are gonna be separated within this. And I think this is what it's gonna look like basically. And this will be the so-called shop. This was in the soft launch for those of you who don't know, because I did play the soft launch, but now that the game is officially released, I left the soft launch server and I joined the new player server, and this was in the soft launch, so it's not really something that's new. I know about this. Level 70 plus difficulties added to search, origin, summon, contract, and conquest. I'm sure you guys have already seen this if you've played the game. Like I said, these dev notes dropped yesterday and I couldn't cover them, so I'm not really gonna go through this. And then you have third class shards added to the story event shop in Exchange Center. Another point many adventurers have raised is that obtaining adventurer third classes currently feels too difficult. Previous third class shards could only be purchased through Shadow Dungeon and Bond Fragment shop. However, many of you told us that there should be also be a way to obtain them more quickly by spending stamina. Starting from version 1.1, players will also be able to exchange for the third class shards in the story event shop within Exchange Center. Story event, okay, but Jesus, 180 per shard, that is expensive as F. Reopening Descent raid achievements from soft launch period. Okay, nah, I don't need to cover. Wait, should I cover this? Wait, let me just go. Issues related to the gap between soft launch and global launch. Many adventurers also pointed out concerns regarding monsters. During the soft launch period, Descent Raid was offered a limited time content. By completing Descent Raid missions during that period, players were able to obtain SSR or UR monsters as a guaranteed reward. Monsters are extremely powerful in StarSailors. Because of this, many global launch adventurers felt that they had missed out on an important opportunity, and our dev team also recognizes that failing to do this into account is advanced was a serious mistake. As a result, we've decided to open the Descent raid missions that were available from the soft launch period. Okay, you're gonna obtain the blue whale thing, I guess. During this period, 10's Descent raid was held twice, and Ron's Descent raid was held once. Global launch adventurers will be able to check and complete these missions from each boss's mission screen in Descent raid. The reward lineup will remain the same as before. Please note the adventurers who already completed these missions during the soft launch period will see them marked as completed. Everyone will not be able to complete them again. In addition, the adventurers who perform summons after the global launch to obtain SSR and UR monsters without knowing that these missions will be reopened. Separate compensation was distributed as July 23rd. Okay. Battle balance, yeah, this one. talks for Nina and Iris. Heidi, who arrived with global launch, was powerful in the story, and she was also released with overtuned battle performance. However, Heidi turned out to be stronger than we expected, and many adventurers have raised concerns about this. It's either the whales or the people who were incapable of obtaining her. If Heidi becomes the dominant choice across every descent rate, but she's a limited FN unit, it would undermine the strategic value of StarSailors. The dev team is taking this issue very seriously. For the reason we're reviewing balance improvements so that other attacker characters will not be overshadowed by Heidi. Again, she's limited, others are standard. In the content where they are meant to shine, we are currently reviewing Nina. This is a problem for me, because if they are going to do this to Heidi, then what are they going to do to the half anniversary unit? What are they going to do to the first anniversary unit? Because half anniversary and first anniversary units are supposed to be broken. They're supposed to just mop the floor with everything. Meant to shine. We're currently reviewing Nina and Iris first. Discussions are still ongoing, and once the direction is decided, we'll do our best to share it quickly as possible. Balance improvements for existing characters will not end with this adjustment. We will continue monitoring and making improvements over time. That's my problem. If they nerf Heidi, that's an issue for me. That will be a huge issue for me, and I hope they don't nerf her, and I hope they don't nerf Nina as well, because Nina is a strong standard unit that everybody should be able to obtain. And if you didn't obtain her, well then tough luck, man. You should have, what do they call it again? You should have re-rolled. And Heidi is a limited unit. She's supposed to be busted. Okay, not broken as in mopped everything with the game, but she's limited. She's supposed to be that strong. I don't understand. I feel like it's whales who are complaining, because now it's wow, the competition is they can no longer flex their money in our faces, or it's the free-to-plays who are complaining about the fact that they haven't obtained her yet. And that, character growth, reset, and reward events. StarSailors is designed as a strategy game where players are encouraged to build and use multiple parties rather than relying on a single party. However, the amount of resources required to build characters has been higher than expected. Many adventurers have told us while additional growth resources are important, a growth reset that allows for quicker strategic changes is also needed. As we have mentioned in the broadcast, our long-term goal for StarSailors is to reach a point where resets are not necessary, because all characters can eventually be fully built and freely swapped in and out. At the same time, we also wanted to preserve the experience of the character growth itself, which is why we had previously approached the issue through reward adjustments rather than level resets. However, now we now believe this is something we need to reconsider. The dev team is therefore actively reviewing a character level and skill reset system. That said, this system is closely connected to the game's overall growth cycle, link system, stamp book system, and more. To avoid causing new issues, we need to approach it carefully and likely introduce it in a limited form, and this may take some time to prepare. We will review and present it as quickly as possible. In addition, as mentioned earlier, our ultimate goal is still to create an environment where resets do not need to be considered. With that in mind, we are also reviewing event systems where the reward drop amount of certain dungeons are doubled for a limited period or limited number of attempts. We will do our best to provide these event features as soon as possible as well. These are the updates that the dev team has completed reviewing so far. We first focus on the issues we are considered most urgent. In addition to topics covered above, we are continuing to review the many other opinions you have shared with us, and we will do our best to share the updates on these matters in the future as well. Once again, we sincerely apologize for not being able to provide a smooth service after the global launch. The dev team will continue doing everything we can to provide more enjoyable gameplay experience. Thank you. Okay, so I think they're gonna do a theory restart where once a month you can reset 2 characters completely, skills level and everything, and you can take those resources. That's what I'm guessing with the whole skill level resetting that they're going to do. That's limited, but that's their dev notes,